The open sea, the promise of adventure, and the luxury of a cruise ship. What could possibly go wrong? The allure of a relaxing getaway can quickly turn into a nightmare when you're trapped on a floating hotel with no escape. Here are 3 disturbing true cruise ship horror stories that will make you think twice before booking your next voyage. In 2011, 24-year-old Rebecca Coriam embarked on a dream vacation as a crew member on the Disney Wonder, a family-friendly cruise ship. Her role as a youth activity coordinator was to ensure the entertainment and safety of children on board. However, her adventure took a dark turn when she vanished without a trace during a stopover in the Cayman Islands. Rebecca was last seen leaving a crew bar around 3 a.m., and her disappearance was reported to security shortly after. A thorough search of the ship and surrounding areas yielded nothing. No signs of foul play, no evidence of her leaving the ship, and no clues as to what might have happened to her. It was as if she had vanished into thin air. An investigation was launched and crew members were questioned, but no one seemed to have any information about Rebecca's disappearance. Theories ranged from a possible accident or suicide to even a pirate attack, although the latter was quickly dismissed. The case remains unsolved, and Rebecca's family has been left with the agonizing uncertainty of what happened to their loved one. The Disney Wonder continued to sail, but the mystery of Rebecca's disappearance cast a dark shadow over the ship. Passengers and crew members whispered about ghost sightings and unexplained occurrences, fueling the legend of Rebecca's haunting. Some claimed to have seen her apparition wandering the decks, searching for something or someone. Others reported strange noises and unexplained events, such as doors opening and closing by themselves. One passenger even reported finding a cryptic message scrawled on a mirror in the ship's bathroom. "I'm still here." The message was quickly erased, but the chilling feeling lingered. Rebecca's story serves as a haunting reminder that even in the most unlikely of places, tragedy can strike, and the truth may never be revealed. On a moonless night, the Queen Isabella sailed through the icy waters of the North Atlantic. Passengers reveled in the luxury of the cruise ship, unaware of the chilling secret that lurked below deck. Among them was Sarah, a young woman celebrating her honeymoon with her husband, Mark. One evening, as Sarah wandered the deserted corridors, she heard faint whispers echoing from the shadows. Ignoring her unease, she followed the voices to an old, forgotten section of the ship. There, she stumbled upon a door marked "Restricted Access." Driven by curiosity, Sarah pushed the door open and entered a dimly lit room. Rows of dusty mannequins stood in eerie silence, each adorned in clothing from a bygone era. But what truly unnerved her were the lifelike eyes that seemed to follow her every move. As she attempted to leave, Sarah felt a cold hand grip her shoulder. Turning around, she saw a spectral figure dressed in tattered clothing. Its eyes bore into hers with a hunger that sent shivers down her spine. Terrified, Sarah fled the room and stumbled into the arms of her husband. But when she tried to explain what she had seen, Mark dismissed it as a trick of the imagination. Determined to prove the existence of the ghostly presence, Sarah returned to the restricted area the following night. Alone in the darkness, she confronted the spirit once more. This time, it whispered a name: Elizabeth. Sarah's research later revealed that Elizabeth was a passenger who disappeared under mysterious circumstances decades ago. As the voyage continued, Sarah became obsessed with uncovering the truth behind Elizabeth's fate. But the more she delved into the ship's history, the more she realized that some secrets were meant to stay buried. On the final night of the cruise, Sarah vanished without a trace, joining the ranks of the Queen Isabella's lost souls. The Coral Empress promised a paradise of sun, sea, and sand to its eager passengers. But for one family, the dream vacation turned into a nightmare they would never forget. The Johnsons, a family of 4, embarked on the cruise to celebrate their parents' anniversary. As they explored the ship's amenities, their youngest daughter, Emily, befriended a strange girl named Lily. Lily was pale and silent, her eyes darting nervously around her surroundings. Despite her odd demeanor, Emily found herself drawn to Lily's company. Together they roamed the ship, playing games and sharing secrets. But as the days passed, Emily began to notice unsettling changes in her new friend. Lily's skin grew paler, her movements more erratic. She spoke of strange rituals performed by her family, claiming they were necessary to appease the spirits that haunted the Coral Empress. Alarmed, Emily tried to distance herself from Lily, but the girl's hold on her only grew stronger. One night, Emily followed Lily to a secluded part of the ship, where she witnessed a chilling ceremony taking place. Hooded figures chanted in a language she couldn't understand, their voices echoing off the walls of the empty corridor. In the center of the circle, Lily stood, her eyes vacant as she muttered incantations under her breath. Terrified, Emily fled back to her family, but her warnings fell on deaf ears. Desperate to escape the growing sense of dread that consumed her, she locked herself in her cabin, praying for morning to come. But when the sun rose, Emily discovered that her family was nowhere to be found. In their place stood Lily and her hooded companions, their eyes gleaming with malice. With no one left to turn to, Emily realized too late the true nature of the curse that haunted the Coral Empress. The Midnight Symphony was renowned for its extravagant entertainment, boasting a world-class orchestra that enchanted audiences night after night. But behind the music lay a sinister secret that threatened to consume the entire ship. As the cruise entered its final week, rumors began to circulate among the passengers about strange happenings in the bowels of the Midnight Symphony. Crew members whispered of ghostly apparitions and unexplained disappearances, but the true horror lay in the fate of the ship's orchestra. One by one, the musicians began to vanish without a trace. Their instruments lay abandoned, their sheet music scattered across the stage. Despite the captain's best efforts to maintain order, panic spread among the passengers as they realized that something evil lurked in the shadows. Among the missing was Anna, a talented violinist whose haunting melodies had captivated audiences around the world. Determined to uncover the truth, her husband, David, embarked on a desperate search through the labyrinthine corridors of the ship. As he delved deeper into the mystery, David uncovered a hidden chamber beneath the orchestra pit. There he found the missing musicians trapped in a nightmarish limbo between life and death. Their hollow eyes stared blankly ahead as they played their instruments with a frantic intensity, their music echoing through the empty halls of the ship. But the true horror awaited David as he ventured further into the chamber. At its center stood a figure cloaked in darkness, its eyes glowing with a malevolent light. It spoke to him in a voice that sent shivers down his spine, promising eternal servitude in exchange for his soul. Terrified, David fled the chamber, vowing to warn the other passengers of the impending danger. But as he reached the surface, he realized with horror that time aboard the Midnight Symphony was running out. In a final act of desperation, he sounded the alarm, hoping against hope that someone would hear his plea before it was too late. As the cruise ship sailed on into the night, the echoes of the vanished orchestra continued to haunt its corridors, a chilling reminder of the horrors that lurked within. And for those who dared to listen, the true symphony of the Midnight Symphony would forever be etched into their nightmares.